Hello to the YouTube world. This is my first, I guess, hands-on video, audible video that I've done. Obviously my Camaro's been on there for a while, and my buddy's Vega, but this is the first one I've had with my Ram. So if I miss anything on this little tutorial, just please feel free to send me an email, put in the comments, like me, hate me, I don't really care. I don't care what people think, but I just kind of want to debunk some of the myths I've discovered from a lot of major companies that sell leveling kits for the Gen 5 Rams, specifically ones where they have the rear air suspension like this one does. So what I've heard from talking to the tech guys and all these companies is that any kind of leveling kit won't work with the air ride, and they can't tell me why. I've talked to the tech department at BDS, and the guy says, I don't know why it doesn't work. So what I decided to do is, I've been a certified tech my whole life, I decided I'd just take things in my own hand. And so before I bought the kit, I went under the sway bar mount and essentially just jacked the truck up 2.5 inches, which is to simulate the 2.5 inch leveling kit. And the rear didn't do anything. There's no cycling of airbags up and down. So I decided to jump forward with the leveling kit, put that on, and ran the truck for about a week and a half just before my tires and wheels showed up. And just so y'all can see that there's the link for the rear air suspension. There's that's the arm, the link's right there. It's a potentiometer sensor, so it doesn't use any kind of yaw. It's a variable resistor sensor, and maybe you can't see, but there's a airbag there, and there's one over there, right past that, the rear trailing arm. Anyway, they're in there. So I put the leveling kit on it, and the other thing everyone says in these comments and manufacturers that, oh, you gotta buy a new track bar because, oh my God, it's gonna shift the front differential out of alignment or your tires and put load, this and that, yada yada. So if you use simple math and piece of string, so your center link is 39 inches from center to center on that link. So if you go up 2.5 inches, which is going to be the lift of your leveling kit, take that same 39 inches and draw an arc up 2.5 inches on that same perpendicular line. It changes a whopping 1/16 of an inch. So save your money on the $400 adjustable track bar, because it doesn't do anything. It'll change a 1/16 of an inch. And I've been building hot rods my whole life, and I know everything about plumb and square and everything else, and it won't do any damage at all, trust me. And the wheels are exactly centered left to right as they were before I installed it. The one thing you do have to do when you install any kind of leveling kit on these Gen 5 Rams is the front coil spring is going to have a little bit of bow in it, because when you raise the front end up at the pitch, because it pivots on that swing arm, the angle of the upper spring pocket changes from vertical to a little more towards the rear as far as on the lower end. So you get a little bow in your spring. So what you need to do is loosen your swing arm bolts. There's adjustable cams on the bottom end for caster. Roll your differential to the rear as far as you can. So it's going to change your caster a little bit, but again, it doesn't do anything to the tracking of the truck. It doesn't dip on braking, doesn't drift. Take your hand off the wheel, it tracks absolutely fine. But if you don't do that, you get a real big bow in your spring. And also using your shock mount, because the shock mount now is more tipped this way. So you got to roll that sucker back to make the shock mount line up so the shock will go in there appropriately. And just, pretty simple 2.5 inch leveling kit on it. So I'm running a 35 1250 by 20 Ridge Grappler tire on the Hilo. These are a 20 by 9 with a plus 18 offset, and you see it moves them out about 2 inches from factory as far as just sticking out a little bit. But there is zero rub on any of the trim, nothing on the swing arm. It's a great fit. And the ride with these aftermarket tires and wheels is better than factory, because I got a little more sidewall than the original tires, and it just softens the ride up. I also dropped 10 pounds of pressure. I'm running 70 now instead of 80, but it's a much better ride. And I put a dual steering stabilizer in front end, just kind of take some of that shock out of the steering wheel. But again, the tires and wheels made a huge difference in the ride quality of the truck. So if I missed anything, shoot me a question. I'm on YouTube quite a bit. I'm not a geek on this channel. I just put some stuff on my Camaro many years ago and thought I'd just kind of highlight some of the stuff I found on this truck doing my research. And like I said, it's absolutely perfect. So don't be afraid to put a leveling kit with an air ride on a Ram. It works out just fine. So again, any questions, let me know. If I fumbled, hey, my first video in many years. I'm not an actor, just a dude. So anyway, take care, guys, and maybe we'll talk to you later on another video.